morning. I'm Epstein with your morning flash update. And this update is for Wednesday, the 16th of October, 2024. And the time getting on right now about 8:20 a.m. Central Time. Sorry about the voice. I'm so happy it's getting cold and the pollen is dropping. If you take a look, pretty much a mixed bag in stock indices. You are up in the Russell, you're up in the NASDAQ, down in the Dow, pretty flat in the S&P, not going much of anywhere so far. But the gold has come alive, the silver has come alive. So the markets are starting to react and figure out maybe, just maybe, we've seen the worst case of the drop in interest rate futures in the bonds, the notes, the 5-year and the 2-year. It's starting to act that way. Energy prices are very quiet this morning as now the market's trying to figure out what Israel does or doesn't do. As you know, the U.S. is putting pressure on Israel to offer more humanitarian aid into Gaza, and we should do that. I mean, there is zero reason why Israel can't allow more trucks in. And, you know, the U.S. wants 350 a day, and as long as the corridor that Israel sets up where Hamas is, they're cornering them into, gets nothing. Because the idea here is a medieval siege to get traders, well, to get soldiers, I'm so used to saying traders, to get soldiers to throw down their arms and just give up and say, hey, this battle's been lost. That is what this is about. Lebanon, catching on fire. You got to keep your eye on it. This is a big hot spot now. By the way, as I understand it, Israel's now taking mines out of the Golan Heights, so they're getting ready to do something else there. As we take a look at the dollar against currencies, sort of flat, but we did get news today on the British pound, which I think is bearish, and we'll get to this all right now. So this morning we had news with the mortgage market numbers. Well, if you saw me yesterday, I made a prediction. I stuck my neck out and said these numbers are going to be terrible, and they are. You're down 17% on the index, down 7.2 in the mortgage purchase, and down 26% from last time in the refi. And why? And that is because you're looking at numbers where interest rates kept going up. Finally, we're not going up anymore. That means you might moderate these numbers in the next report. The import-export prices were good in the sense that we're importing less inflation. We expected it down 0.3, down 0.4, more than last month. We're also not exporting inflation. And because petroleum prices have been falling, we're seeing prices down there, which helps our inflation scenario. API is going to come out today at 3:30 in the afternoon. We'll see what their numbers look like. And in UK inflation, they just rose 1.7% in September. And that gives, I think, the doorway wide open for the Bank of England to proceed with the cut. And remember, tomorrow's the European Central Bank day, so I think that you're going to see them make a cut tomorrow. So I'm looking for the cutting process to begin, and I'm not convinced the dollar's going to do that. In other words, the Fed is going to have more data to look at. We may stay up as the others cut, and then when we start cutting, maybe those currencies start getting bids in them. So you got to really be doing a two-step dance here if you want to play these markets. In the grain markets, it's more harvest, and that's what you keep looking at. Big breaks, then you get a bit of a bounce, but you keep sinking on them over and over, and those are the things that I'm looking at. I'm Ira Epstein. I am going to do a special report today. I'll let you know what it's on and how to get to it tonight when we do our market reviews. You have a great trading day.